Good morning, students. Today I am going to take up chapter 2 from your textbook Beehive. Part 2 of this chapter is based on Ustad Bismillah Khan. Let's begin the chapter. Basically, this chapter tells us about the life story of this great musician Bismillah Khan. He is a Shehnai maestro, and this chapter also tells us about the origin of this musical instrument Shehnai. The name of Ustad Bismillah Khan is associated with this musical instrument Shehnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan belonged to the Banaras Gharana and he was born in Dumrao, a small place in Bihar. His interest in music was visible from his childhood. As a Shehnai player, he has won national and international awards. He has also travelled all over the world. He was awarded with the nation's highest award, Bharat Ratna. Para 1. In this paragraph, it is shown how the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb had banned the playing of musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence. Why was it banned? Because it had a very shrill and unpleasant sound. Shrill means very high-pitched sound, which was very unpleasant. A barber of a family of professional musicians decided to improve the tonal quality of this musical instrument pungi. He played the improved version or improved instrument before the royalty, means before the royal king, and everyone was impressed. The instrument had to be given a new name because it was improved. It was an improved version of the old instrument called pungi. As the story goes, since it was played in the Shah's chamber, that is referred to the royal court, and it was played by a nai. Nai means barber. So the combination of Sheh Nai was the name given to this new instrument. So we can say this musical instrument Shehnai actually originated from the musical instrument called pungi, which was banned by Emperor Aurangzeb. And why was the name Shehnai given to this musical instrument? Because a nai or a barber for the first time improved this musical instrument and played it in front of the royal court, and everyone liked it. Para 2 and 3. Now, the sound of Shehnai reminds us of wedding or temple or any auspicious occasion, right? Why? Because its sound is considered to be very auspicious. That's why it is played in all the weddings, especially in North Indian weddings. This instrument is played, right? And for this reason, it is still played in the temples during festival time and in the weddings, and it is an indispensable component, means important part of any North Indian wedding. In the past, this instrument Shehnai was part of the Naubat. Naubat means traditional ensemble or a group of 9 instruments which were found or which were played at royal courts, right? So the credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, because he was the one who actually brought this musical instrument on the classical stage as a performance. Ustad Bismillah Khan started giving live performances on the classical stage with this musical instrument Shehnai, and now it is not confined only to the temples or weddings. Now it has become a part of classical stage, and all the credit goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Well, there is an interesting incident about Bismillah Khan's childhood. When he was 5 years old, he used to play Gilli Danda, that is a game, near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar, and he would regularly go to nearby Bihariji temple. There is a very famous temple, Bihariji temple. Bihariji temple is Lord Krishna's temple, and it was his regular practice that he would go to this temple to sing Bhojpuri Chaitra, Bhojpuri Chatte is a song. It is a semi-musical song which is sung in the month of March and April, and that is dedicated to Lord Ram. So this little child, when Bismillah Khan was merely 5 years old, he would go to this temple in Dumrao, Bihariji temple, just to sing this Bhojpuri Chatte, and in the end he would get a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg. Means as a reward, this little child, after singing that chatte, that semi-musical song, he would get a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg as a reward. For the sake of this, every day it was his regular practice to go to that temple. And nobody at that time, nobody had any clue or any idea that this child would become a legend in the field of music and would be awarded with Bharat Ratna. Para 4. Music was in Bismillah Khan's blood. Bismillah belonged to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather, Rasul Bakhsh Khan, please underline this, he was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's court, and his father, Paigambar Bakhsh, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Let's move on to Para 5. Bismillah was fascinated at watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. He started accompanying his uncle Ali Bakhsh, and slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument. And he would also sit practicing throughout the day. The flowing waters of Ganga inspired him to put together and create ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond that range of the Shehnai. That means it was considered very difficult to play ragas with Shehnai. So for this young apprentice, Balaji, Manglamaya temple and banks of the river Ganga became his favorite place, favorite haunts, where he could practice in solitude, where he could practice playing his Shehnai in isolation. Solitude means when you are away from all the other people, in isolation, silence. And the flowing waters of Ganga inspired him to improvise. Improvise means to do something in an important way or in a new way, to do a thing in a new and different way. Bismillah Khan also proved that he could play difficult ragas with his Shehnai. Para 6 and 7. With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. Means that was the turning point in Bismillah Khan's life. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. That was the time when he was often heard. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai, and that was an achievement for him as a Shehnai player. Not only this much, he poured his heart out into Rag Kafi. He played Rag Kafi with his Shehnai from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Para 8. When Bismillah Khan travelled to Afghanistan for the first time, King Zahir Shah was so impressed by his performance that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets. He became so happy that he gifted him so many gifts and priceless Persian carpets. And not only this much, our Indian film director Vijay Bhatt also got so impressed after hearing him play at a festival that he directed a film and named it Goonj Uthi Shehnai. Although Bismillah had given compositions in few of Indian films and got success also in the celluloid word. Celluloid is the film word. He admitted the fact that he never liked the artificiality or superficiality and glamour of this film word. Moving on to paragraph 9, 10 and 11. These paragraphs tell us about Bismillah Khan's recognition and achievements. He was a renowned musician and a true Indian. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, that is the Bharat Ratna. Let's move on to para 12. Despite travelling to many countries, he was exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao. and these two towns remained for him the most wonderful towns of the world. He never wanted to go away from these places because he had a special bonding with these two places. He was not only born and brought up there, but actually he got all his training of playing or learning Shehnai in these two places. Bismillah Khan once declined an offer from one of his students to settle in the USA. And what was the reason behind it? Because he was not willing to stay away for long from Banaras and its holy river Ganga. He ventured into film world also. He gave his music in 2 movies, but still he could not find a place for himself in glamour world. And that shows that he was a true Indian. Para 13. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. Why? Because being a Muslim, a devout Muslim, the one who strongly believes in the religion and obeys its laws, right? So for him, for Bismillah Khan, being a Muslim, he used to play Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple, a Hindu temple. That shows that he was a true Indian and a representative of core Indian values. He was a very simple and down-to-earth man. Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90, and he was given a state funeral, and the government of India declared one day of national mourning.